get both people.
Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. I'd like to welcome you all to the beautiful city of San Antonio and our beautiful San Antonio Riverwalk. My name is Denise. I'm your boat captain, as well as your tour guide. We'll be taking a 35-minute narrated tour. It's going to cover 2.5 miles of the San Antonio River. I do have a couple of rules to go over, okay? Please keep everything you value within the blue rails. Please do not stand up while the boat is in motion. Up front, 41 life jackets where there's no seating allowed. They're brand new, they've never been used. We do have an excellent safety record. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the river being 3 to 5 feet deep, okay? Fall out, stand up, walk to the side, we come back and get you, it's all good.
All good.
Now folks, most important rules, please do not smoke on these boats. They run on compressed natural gas. That includes no vaping and no e-cigarettes, please. We're going to start our tour with La Villita. Now, La Villita translates into Little Village. This is where the Spanish colonials had their homes back in the 1700s. Part of La Villita are these two restaurants here, Little Ryan Steakhouse and the Fig Tree. The buildings that these restaurants are in, well, they date back to the 1850s. If you go to La Villita today, you'll see it's an artisan area. They have little shops, you know, art galleries, things like that. And something else we have a theater, but our theater has a river that runs right down the middle of it. This is the Artisan River Theater. Now as we head through the Artisan, you may notice over to the left-hand side, all those grassy steps. You know, those are actually seats. We seat about 800 people there. On the right-hand side, well, we have our stage. Right above the stage are 5 bells. Those 5 bells represent the 5 missions of San Antonio. That middle bell has a name on it. That name is Robert H. Hugman. He's the architect who designed the Riverwalk as we see it today. Some of you may look at the stage and think it looks a little familiar. They did film parts of Miss Congeniality right on that stage. Now, folks, we're going to go under this bridge here, and this bridge is known as Rosita's Bridge, named after and honor of Miss Rosita Fernandez. She was a performer on stage for many years, so they named this bridge in her honor. Over on the right-hand side, we have the Briscoe Western Art Museum. Now, the building the Briscoe's in dates back to 1930. This was San Antonio's very first public library. Later, it was a home to the Hertzberg Circus Museum collection. Now it's a Western Art Museum. Folks, if you happen to go into the Briscoe, what you would find is that they have a diorama of the Alamo. They have Santa Ana sword in there, and the last known saddle to have belonged to Pancho Villa, all underneath one roof right here. Now, folks, we're going to go underneath that Presa Street Bridge. What happened? Hold on, I got some paper towels in my backpack. Give me 1 second, okay?
Yeah, we just got pooed on by birds.
Well, you would see that is shaped like a heart. We know this as Marriage Island.
Okay.
We have over 300 weddings here a year in San Antonio.
Clean up the bird poo.
Believe that it's good luck to be married on Marriage Island. That's why my sister got married here 3 times. Over on the right-hand side, there's a mural depicting the old mill crossing. Right here where the Navarro Street Bridge is, there was an old mill owned by Nat Lewis. People came from all around and had them, you know, grind up their corn and stuff like that. This part of the river was very shallow and hard packed, so people would often cross this part of the river. So they didn't have to unload their cargo and reload it, they could just go right on through. It also says that Teddy Roosevelt and his Rough Riders often crossed this part of our San Antonio River. Just ahead of us, we have that Red Square building right there. And that building opened up back in 1919 as the San Antonio Drug Company. For many years, that was a vacant building. Now here in San Antonio, we don't tear down our old buildings. We like to protect them, keep that natural history and facade. That's a perfect example there. After being vacant for many years, they went in there, renovated it, and opened up the Marriott Homewood Suites, the hotel you see today. Now folks, over on my left-hand side, this unique looking building here, very beautiful. That is the tower-like building. Look all the way up, you'll see some things sticking out up there. Those are gargoyles. Those are actual water spouts. And then folks, look down along the side of the building, right on the ledge right there. You see those ugly faces? Those are called grotesques. This is a neo-Gothic type of architecture. Now the rumor is that the people who had this building built, well, they were superstitious. They believed that by having these types of things on their building, that would ward off bad business and evil spirits. Unfortunately, folks, it didn't work that way. See, they went into business in 1929, right before the stock market crashed. When the stock market crashed, this building went bankrupt. It was auctioned to the city of San Antonio for just enough money to pay the back taxes that were owed on it. Today, it's an office building. Over on the right-hand side, we have the International Center. This was San Antonio's second library. Today, it's the home to offices, restaurants, the home to NAFTA, and down in the basement, it's a marina. So we park extra boats, just like this one every night. Right in front of us, that big red building is the Bexar County Courthouse. It opened up in 1896. It is one of the oldest and continuously running courthouses in the great state of Texas. Now, folks, I'm going to honk the horn a couple of times. That's just to let people know that we're leaving this natural part of the river and we're going out into the flood channel. That green light right there lets me know that floodgate 4 is in a lower position. As we go through here, look at the walls. You see those metal scrapings there? Those were made out by floodgate 4. It's a drawbridge. It comes up from the bottom of the river and seals off this part of the river, allowing all the rainwater to bypass us and go down to the left. All the way down to the left, well, we have floodgate number 5. Floodgate 5 is also a drawbridge, except that one's about 15 feet high. Now what happens is, the rain comes through here, it's going to go over floodgate 5, it's going to travel 138 miles and meet up with the Guadalupe River. Then it's going to travel another 10 miles and eventually jump into the Gulf of Mexico. The reason we have this is back in 1921, San Antonio suffered a devastating flood. People lost their lives and it cost the city millions of dollars in damages. So the city of San Antonio and the Army Corps of Engineers got together and decided to kind of straighten out the river and cut this channel out. That way all the rainwater can just bypass us and we can protect our river walk. Yeah, look at those locks up down the fence. Now, up here, right on the left, people go to the courthouse to get married. They bring a lock and they put it on there. They lock it and they throw the keys in the river. Yeah, I guess they kind of solidify that union, you know. But I'm curious about the people who use the combination locks. You know, they're not certain. That might be a prenup, you know. You get a real lock after you've proven it. I don't know.
Yeah, there was quite a few combination locks up there.
Coming up on my left-hand side, we're going to have Main Plaza. Main Plaza was the very first municipality in Texas, dating back to 1731. Main Plaza was also like the little town area for the Canary Islanders back in the day. It is the home to the San Fernando Cathedral. Sometimes they have people up there, you know, play music and stuff. They have a light show on the cathedral on Thursday nights, Saturday night, and Friday night. So it's a pretty good idea to go up there and check it out. It's free and open to the public. Now folks, when we started out, I told you the river was 3 to 5 feet deep. Well, here in the flood channel, it's 15 to 17, okay? And the river starts about 4 miles north of here at the Inquired Word College. It is spring-fed, and most of it comes from the Edwards Aquifer. That is a large underground well where we get our drinking water.
There are ducks everywhere.
Now folks, this is floodgate number 3 right here. It serves the same purpose as floodgate 4, but this one works a little different. You know, it doesn't come up from the bottom. This one comes down from the top, like a giant guillotine, okay? It's an old pocket door, chain-driven gate, about to pass underneath 3 tons of steel. You know, they usually do testing on Wednesdays. I'm just not sure what time they do it. I'm joking. It takes 15 minutes for this gate to come down and close off this side of the river. You know, us boats got to make sure we get back in here in the horseshoe where it's safe, or else the current will take us all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. Coming up on my right-hand side, just past those people right there by the awning, you're going to see that there is a tree growing in the wall. It's just a weird phenomenon that we have here in San Antonio, you know. You go to the other side of that wall, well, guess what? There's nothing there. It's just the other side. It is a fig tree, and nobody really knows why or how it got there, but it's kind of cool. Over on my left-hand side, we have the Jury Inn Suites. Now, this building opened up back in 1921 as the San Antonio City Public Service Building, where people used to go pay their electric bill. Now, if you look above the second set of windows right there, right on that ledge, that's how high the waters got during the flood of 1921. That's 8 or 9 feet above the bridges. So, yeah, folks, it was pretty devastating. Coming up on the right-hand side, we're going to see the Aztec Theater. Aztec Theater opened up back in 1926 as a silent movie theater. Well, they no longer show movies at the Aztec. Now they have concert venues and stuff. You know, some restaurants, some shops, and they have something else. They have a big old Indian head right up there. You see, the owners of this building, they wanted to give it a larger-than-life motif. So they put that kind of big Indian head there, Mayan Indian head there, to kind of draw attention, hopefully get the crowds, you know, to come over. Right next to the Aztec, we have the Mocara Hotel and Spa. Before that building was there was another building, and that was the home to the L. Frank Saddlery Company. L. Frank had 500 employees, and he outfitted most of the Allied forces during World War I from right here on our San Antonio Riverwalk. Over on the left-hand side, we have La Mansión de Rio Hotel, the mansion on the river. This building opened up back in 1853 as the St. Mary's School for Boys. Back then, they only had 100 students, and it was only 2 stories high. Later, it became the St. Mary's Law School. When the law school outgrew the building, well, they moved over to the west side of town. Some years later, the Sylvester came along, bought the building, added 4 floors, and opened up the hotel you see today. Now, if you're taking pictures, you might want to get your cameras ready. I got something pretty cool coming up. Got a bit of an optical illusion right here along our San Antonio River. Yeah, as soon as we come out from under the bridge, folks, what we're going to do is we're going to look over to the left-hand side and look up as high as we can, okay? Here we go. Over to the left and all the way up. Look at that. Now, what would appear to be a freestanding wall is actually the Nix Hospital. It opened up back in 1930 as San Antonio's very first full-service hospital. I mean, you could have gone in there and gotten anything from a little bitty Band-Aid to have full surgery. There were some famous people born here at the Nix Hospital. George Strait and Carol Burnett were born here. And also, folks, it was the first hospital in the nation to have central air conditioning. Right in front of us, we have the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Notice the Hyatt, it isn't very tall. Well, there's a very good reason for that. Right across from the Hyatt is the Alamo. Before they could build the Hyatt, they had to do some shadow testing to make sure that it wouldn't be too tall where it would cast a shadow on the Alamo. The Alamo is considered a war memorial, and we do want to protect it at all costs. Now, folks, if you find yourself wandering around this part of the Riverwalk and you want to get to the Alamo, well, there is a shortcut. So right through those double doors on the river level, they say the shops of Buckdale and Alamo. We'll take you by some little stores, some waterfalls, and it's going to bring you out right across the street from the Alamo. Over on my right-hand side, we have a very interesting looking building there. That is the Casino Club building. Opened up back in 1927. It was opened up as a German social club. You see, some of the German businessmen here in San Antonio were looking for a place to go and a way to drink during the years of Prohibition. So they opened up a private social club. You go into the Casino Club building today, you'll find that it's shops, restaurants, and the top part, well, those are apartments. This part of the river we know as River Square. It's an older part of the Riverwalk. It was renovated back in 1972.
Rainforest Cafe.
The thing about having lunch or dinner here on the river is you can sit outside right along the banks of the river, or you can go into the restaurant and have your meal in the air conditioning. Also, something else that's pretty cool that you could look into is having dinner on a boat. Now, for more information on that, look at your ticket stub. Our website is on there. You go to our website, click on reservations, and it'll give you all the wonderful information that you need to have dinner on a boat. Also, folks, on the back of your tickets, you will find that there are coupons for various attractions around the city.
Lots of ducks.
Coming up right here on the right-hand side, you're going to see what I'm talking about, a dinner boat. These people are having dinner on the boat. Anyone could do this. They set it up just like that, see? Anyone can do it. You go talk to your favorite restaurant or go to our website. Over on the right-hand side, we have a green balcony there. That balcony has a name on it. That name, once again, is Robert H. Hugman, the architect who designed the Riverwalk. The reason they put his name there is right underneath there is where he had his office. He set up his office back in 1941. The reason he did that was to prove to the people of San Antonio that you can have a business on the river level and it would be successful. It wouldn't flood. 5 years later, 1946, right next door, Casa Rio opened the doors. Now, Casa Rio, they are pioneers here in San Antonio. They introduced us to sidewalk dining. They introduced us to boat rides as well as dinner barges. Now, folks, we're going to leave this natural part of the river. When I say natural, I mean it has mud sides and a mud bottom. And we're going to go and take a look at our man-made portion. Now, this extension right here we call the man-made because it is cut from the ground all the way through.
Suck duck.
The city of San Antonio cut this out for the 1968 World's Fair. San Antonio hosted the World's Fair in 1968. It was called the Hemisphere. They thought it would be a great idea to be able to give people a ride on that natural water river closer to the fairgrounds and the Tower of America. Well, that caught on so well that here we are still giving boat rides to this very day. Over on my left, we have the Chamber of Commerce. Now, if you like it here in San Antonio or thinking maybe one day you want to live here, you just go right on in there and let them know they're going to give you a packet. It's free and it's full of all this information to help you make that move. Just ahead of us, we have 2 Marriott hotels. The one on the left is Marriott River Center. The one on the right is Marriott River Walk. Now, before they could build that Marriott River Center hotel, there was a bit of an issue. There was already a hotel in that spot. Okay, it had been there since 1906 and it was 3 stories high. It was called the Fairmont. Well, the city didn't want to tear down the Fairmont because it was considered to be historic. So they thought about it and they came up with a plan. What they decided to do was go ahead and move that hotel. That is exactly what they did. Now, folks, they went in there one day in 1985, the flatbed dolly, and they lifted up the Fairmont. We're talking about a 16-ton building, 3 stories high. Then they proceeded to move it through the streets of San Antonio, 6 blocks, over to Nueva and Alamo, where it sits to this very day. I mean, it was a big thing, folks. You know, they drained the river, they braced the bridge because they weren't sure if it was going to withstand the weight. People came out here and sat on their lawn chairs, and the news was out here. The Fairmont did make it into the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest commercial structure to be moved on air-filled tires. Now, folks, let me tell you about the Tower of Americas, or the Hemisphere as we know it. You know, if you go up there, they have an observation deck way at the top. However, they will charge you $11 to go up there. Or you can go down and have dinner in the restaurant. That restaurant will make one complete turn every hour while you have your dinner. And if you have dinner at the lower level, well, guess what? They're going to waive the fee for you to go up to the observation deck. And it's just past this tree to the right-hand side. You will see our Tower of Americas, or our Hemisphere. And it looks like the house the Jetsons lived in, huh?
It does.
Now we're going to go take a look at our convention center. We have a big, beautiful convention center right here in the middle of downtown San Antonio. Our convention center is named after Henry B. Gonzalez. Now, he was the first Mexican-American to be elected into the House of Representatives back in 1961. That was back during the Kennedy administration. He served 4 decades as our congressman. You know, Mr. Gonzalez was very instrumental in bringing the World's Fair to San Antonio, and also to bring in a lot of our military bases here. You know, by him doing this, he really helped impact our economy. God, that air feels good, doesn't it? Part of our convention center, we have the Lila Cockrell Theater. Lila Cockrell was San Antonio's very first female mayor. She did serve 4 terms as our mayor. Her theater is going to be on the left-hand side. What I want to tell you about is above her theater. there's a big, beautiful mosaic right above the Lila Cockroach Theater. Now, folks, that mosaic is called The Confluences of Civilizations.
Oh, wow.
What it depicts is the East meeting the West. They're coming together right in the middle, where it looks like they're fighting over tissue paper. Okay, right underneath there is a child of the future, standing on the crest of San Antonio. We're going to go back there, folks, go around that rock, and we're going to come back. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that big, beautiful mosaic. Back here is just a little bit of a grotto. And it's also a shortcut to the Tower of Americas, or the Hemisphere. Also, folks, there's a big playground at Hemisphere Park. Beautiful new playground they put up, and you know, if you got any little ones or just a big kid yourself, go check it out. It's really cool. It's open to the public and it's free, of course. Now back here, sometimes they have some parties, some special events, and they really light it up and decorate it. Yeah, the bigger ducks will move. The little ones are the ones we got to watch out for. Now what's going to happen here, folks, we're going to go around this rock and we're going to line the boat up in these little metal rails. So you're going to feel a little bit of a bump. It's kind of the action-adventure part of the tour here.
Watch out for this duck. That duck quacking away, got in his way.
Too bad. There you go. Not too bad. Yeah, there's a lot of fish in there. It's pretty cool. Sometimes they jump out of the water.
Sort of like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Should have brought your rods. Alright, folks. Now back to the confluences of civilization. It is now on my right-hand side.
Oh, thank you. Peter, do you want a treat?
There it is, over to the right. Now this whole thing was done by one man. He was an artist out of Mexico. He made it for the 1968 World's Fair. He did it using 1 by 1 inch stone tiles. They were 11 different colors, and they were imported from 7 different countries. All the colors are natural, with the exception of the blue. The blue is an oxidized glaze. Now what they did was they did it on like 2 by 2 foot panels, brought those in and pieced those together. Our convention center is nearly, almost 1 million square feet of convention space. They just added 440,000 more square feet of space here. Now we're going to leave this extension here, and we're going to go take a look at our mall. We do have a mall right here along the San Antonio River.
I think we need to make a garden need to be watered a bunch though.
So where's the loop that goes round like that? That is a massive part of the river, but they built that other bit. So that the water's quite naturally San Antonio.
It'll last and stay.
Now folks, as we enter here, you're going to see some boats, just like the one you're on. It's another location that we have. We offer people the opportunity to take a boat ride. Now people get on these boats, they cover the same area we do. It takes the same amount of time. They're given the same information. The only difference is that they get on and off at a different location. And keep in mind that there are no 2 boat tours that are exactly alike. Every boat captain has their own special, unique way of telling the history of San Antonio. Now the shops at River Center is 1 million square feet of shopping and places to eat. There are two movie theaters here. One of them is the AMC, which shows brand new movies, and the other one would be the IMAX. Now the IMAX is a great big movie screen. One of the movies they show there is called Alamo, The Price of Freedom. And it's a very accurate portrayal of what happened at the Battle of the Alamo. Now I like to just kind of drive around here. Sometimes they have music playing. You know, it's still nice, it's cool, we get the air conditioning from the mall. So let's just kind of drive around and take it all in.
Hey, there's Margaritaville. Let's go to Margaritaville. I want that one, baby. You need to go to Margaritaville?
What are you going to do with that baby?
I'm down for Margaritaville.
The mall she was talking about.
That's her favorite.
Rib steaks, seafood, that does sound good.
Oh, that was our shops at River Center. It's the only mall that has a river that goes into it. It actually goes right into the food court in the lower level. You know, they just added some new restaurants here, like Margaritaville, the Yard House. They're really trying to make it more modern and more with the times. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you a little story how San Antonio got its name. Back in the year 1691, the Spanish came upon the river. They saw the calendar, saw that it was June 13th. June 13th is the feast day of St. Anthony or San Antonio. So they had a mass somewhere along the river, and they christened the river San Antonio. Soon after that, well, the city took the name of the river. Now, folks, if you're not familiar with who San Antonio is, well, I'm going to tell you. You see, right on this side of the bridge here, to the right-hand side, you're going to see a bronze statue of a man holding a small child. There he is, right there. That is San Antonio de Padua. He is the patron saint of Portugal. That statue was a gift to us from Portugal back for the 1968 World's Fair.
Good luck, Cedar.
Now, that little baby he's holding is supposed to be baby Jesus. Now, folks, you know, when you think of San Antonio, you think a lot of that Hispanic culture we have here. You know, we have a lot of that. We have a lot of Mexican restaurants, Mexican foods, Mexican stores, boat drivers, you know, all of it. But, you know, a lot of people don't think about a lot of the Germans that settled here. This was a big German town. You know, yeah, a lot of them moved out to different parts of Texas and gave us towns like New Braunfels, Fredericksburg, you know, Luckenbach, yeah, all these little towns. Well, when the Germans were here, you know, they wanted to embrace their culture, their heritage, their language, you know, and just like everyone else, of course, they wanted to worship the way they wanted to worship. So they built themselves a little church, which is just to the right-hand side. You will see the steeple of the St. Joseph's Catholic Church. Now, St. Joseph's has a Gothic type of architecture, and some of the stained glass in that church was actually imported from Germany. If you happen to go in on the last Sunday of the month, well, you will find that there is a mass in German and a male choir that will sing for you. Over on my left-hand side, we have the Hilton Palacio de Rio. That is the palace on the river. Now, as you come around the bend, you're going to get a better look at it, but I'm going to tell you a story of how it came to be. Now, back in 1968, San Antonio was getting ready to host the World's Fair. You know, we had all these people coming, but not a lot of space. So this young contractor by the name of H.B. Zachary, you know, he took to the task and he built the first 4 floors right here along the river. While that was going on, he had a warehouse set up 8 miles south of town. In that warehouse, he made these big concrete blocks. What they were the rooms. And before Mr. Zachary had them sent out, well, he had them place everything in there that was necessary. And I'm talking about everything from the bedding, you know, the wiring, I mean, anything anything you could think of that you would need to set up a room, he had in there. Bottom end, there was a crane waiting. That crane took each room or block and stacked them one by one, just like they were giant Lego blocks. Mr. Zachary completed the Hilton Hotel in a record number of 202 working days. You know, that's because they took weekends off. He did earn a place in the Guinness Book of World Records as the fastest built structure, modular structure of its time. More along, you'll see the first 4 floors are very different from the rest of the hotel. When it was completed, it was said to have been soundproof, fireproof, and bomb-proof. Now, folks, we're getting back to where you get on the boat. I would like to ask everyone to please remain seated while I tie down the boat, and everyone can exit safely. Right now is a good time to take a look around you and make sure you have all of your personal belongings, okay? Anything you leave behind, you can get on our website at www.ebay.com. You'll get a fair price. I would like everyone to know that for a job well done, well, your driver does appreciate your tips. I'd like to thank you all, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your visit here in our beautiful city of San Antonio.
That was the full ride.
All right, guys, that was the boat tour on the San Antonio River at Riverwalk, San Antonio, Texas. It was a fun boat ride, got a little bit of information, nice breezes, only drawback getting crapped on by a bird, but you know, wiped it off, got a little bit on my backpack, I'll claim when I get back to the hotel room, but other than that, it was a lot of fun, glad I came down to this area. I'll see you guys next video, bye-bye.